Hey everyone, Mitch coming in from the Commander's Core studio. Welcome to the show. So on today's episode, I've got some massive price drops for you that you need to be aware of, and you need to pick these cards up right away. Let's jump into it. So first up, the big bad itself. That's right, Craterhoof Behemoth. If you don't know what this thing does, here we go. 5/5 Hasty Beast for 8 mana in total. When it enters, your opponents lose the game. Wait, no, sorry. Creatures you control gain trample and get +X/+X until end of turn. Rex the number of creatures you control. Basically, your opponents lose the game. It very well might be the #1 finisher in Commander right now, and this is a card that has been, I mean, anywhere between like $30 and $50 for as long as I can remember. But with this most recent, unexpected reprint in Tarkir, in the actual set, it is still a mythic. It did drop the price down significantly. I mean, we've already seen some of the other prices drop down, as you can see on the right side of the screen. That being said, typically they're around like $30+ at the very least. Now down to about half that, to around $14.86. So if you've been waiting for this one to come down in price and you've got a creature-based strategy, if you've got a go-wide strategy, or if you just have like a ETB, blink a Craterhoof Behemoth and win strategy, sure, I'm sure that's your thing. Yeah, this is a crazy good card with a crazy price drop right now. Make sure you pick it up while it's still relatively cheap. Next up, we've got Hellkite Courser, a card that has been doom for me in so many games against, Ur-Dragon decks. A 6/5 dragon with flying for 6 mana in total, or if you're an Ur-Dragon, 5, because again, the discount. When this creature enters, you may put a commander you own from the command zone onto the battlefield. It gains haste. Return it to the command zone at the beginning of the next end step. Here's the thing. Sometimes just getting the commander out once is all you need to do, especially with something like Ur-Dragon, where it's like, oh yeah, cool, yeah, again, like I saved so much mana from not actually having to cast the Ur-Dragon the first time, and then I get the triggers from the Ur-Dragon, and then I cheat into play something even more massive. Oh my goodness. Actually, there are ways to even, keep your commander in play and cheat that. That being said, you don't even need that. I mean, literally, I've had, the game not necessarily end, but basically be over, essentially. Once this is played, gets the commander out, whatever trigger happens from the commander, the game's just over. It is cheating on mana cost. It's also a 6/5 flying dragon on its own as well. It's an ETB that you can use and abuse. $12.89 right now for the very first actual reprinting of this one. Again, down from $25 plus. Yeah, dragons are incredibly popular, and there's a reason why this one is expensive. If you have a dragon deck and you've been waiting for this one, this might be your best time to pick it up. Moving on, speaking of dragons, Dragonlord Dramoka. 5/7 Elder Dragon for 6 mana in Selesnya. It can't be countered, it's got flying and lifelink, but most importantly, your opponents can't cast spells during your turn. Opponents, stay off. Just, hey, no. You just take a break, all right? Just don't pay attention during my turn. Nothing is happening over here. Ignore the man behind the curtain. I think that was how they say in Wizard of Oz, right? Anyways, this one is down to about $10, $8 or so. Actually, the Secret Lair price actually just dropped too with it as well to around $7. So yeah, around $7 to $8 depending on what you're going for, but down from about half of that, around $15, $16+ depending on where you're getting it from. This one is a really good card for certain types of strategies out there. Obviously, it can be a commander itself, or just in your dragon deck, you're like, yeah, opponents, you can't really stop me from doing things on my turn at all. Or just more of a control type strategy, even with it, could utilize a card like this, because again, it's very nice when you have that Grand Arbiter type effect where you're like, hey, just lay off on my turn, okay? I'm just gonna do what I'm gonna do. So yeah, there's a reason why this one's expensive. It's dropped down quite a bit in price. Go pick it up. Moving on, I probably should have mentioned that if you're looking for any of these cards, actually, there's a card list link in the description below, so make sure you check that out. But anyways, Nixilis is down there too. The Fallen into the description. There you go. A legendary creature demon, 3/3 for 5 mana in black. Landfall. Whenever a land you control enters, you may have target player lose 3 life. If you do, put 3 counters on Nixilis. I'm sure there are scenarios when you're like, no, I don't want to do that. But yes, you almost always, if not always, want to do that. Because why wouldn't you? This is a card that, again, has seen very few reprints. Came out a long time ago in Zendikar, one reprint in a Masters set, and then the list, didn't really knock down the price at all. Down to $9.67 right now. The other prices have dropped a little bit. It's like $13, $14 card or so. So yeah, a savings of a third, essentially, has dropped quite significantly. If you've got any kind of a landfall strategy with this, yeah, that is a potent card. Again, basically, lightning bolt worth of drain on an opponent every single time a land comes into play. I mean, you just play like an Evolving Wilds, a very simple card, and you're like, yeah, you're down 6 life. Oh, wait, I also got 6 counters on my commander. Now it's a 3-shot KO. Oh, let's do that again. Now it's a 1-shot KO. Oh my goodness. I mean, 2, then 1. This is a card, like, obviously as a commander, it can be quite potent. But of course, in the 99 of a landfall strategy, my goodness. I mean, like, you scape shift and someone's gone. And this is just, again, like a 1-shot KO on someone. A crazy good card for those types of strategies. Make sure you pick it up. Moving on, I do want to point this one out. The price drop isn't nearly as significant as some of the other ones, though. Around $7.36. It's like an $8, $9, sometimes $10 card, Command Beacon. This one doesn't see too many reprints. I'd say, like, maybe once a year or so, essentially, these days. But, like, when it does see reprint, it usually just goes right back up in price, so I did want to point this one out. Command Beacon is such a good card because, well, it's a land that can tap for a colorless, and it says, tap, sacrifice this land, put your commander in your hand from the command zone. Now, just actually to point this out for certain types of commanders out there, like, say, the Myojin, or like, or a certain commander out there that maybe loses the game if you play it from not your hand. Yeah. This is a card where you can actually work around certain deficiencies with commanders where it's like, oh yeah, you need to play it from your hand to actually get the benefit from it, or again, not to lose the game. That being said, obviously, just in general, getting around commander attacks with this, that is absolutely huge and well worth it for a lot of commanders out there. If you're going to have an aggressive commander or one that maybe like you sacrifice quite a bit or whatnot, yeah, you want to have a card like this. It is unfortunate that it is still a $7 or so card. It just shows, again, how much use this one can see, essentially, and also how very few times this seems to get reprinted compared to the demand for it. So yeah, if you've been waiting for this card to drop down in price, and again, you've got a deck with a commander that, like the Myojin, that you need to actually cheat in your hand to actually do anything with, really. I mean, there's ways around that. I built decks around them too, but yeah, this definitely helps, obviously, to kind of skip that step. Or again, if you've got a deck where you're replaying your commander quite a bit, and again, if you've got like 1 color, 2 colors, you can very easily slot in a utility card. Command Beacon might be a great card to pick up right now. Moving on, Skullclamp. Now, unlike Craterhoof Behemoth, unfortunately for Skullclamp, this was not printed into the actual set itself, but into the pre-con. I mean, it makes sense. I don't think they'd want Skullclamp in standard. But that being said, Skullclamp, it does show as an uncommon on this. Obviously, it is an uncommon, though it's nowhere near uncommon power level. And the uncommonness doesn't make it actually any more heavily printed in the pre-con than the rares, obviously, because it's a pre-con. Anyways, it's an equipment for 1 mana, +1 minus 1, I should say. If it was +1/+1, it'd be worse, actually, for the equipment. When an equipped creature dies, draw 2 cards, equip 1. Yeah, they made a big boo-boo when they made this card, when they designed it, because, yeah, they're like, oh, yeah, it's got a downside. -1 right there on the toughness. Who would want that? When you want your creature to die? Yes, you'd want that. And this is exactly what you're doing with this. Draw 2 cards for 1 mana on any kind of like a random 1/1 token that you have? Yeah, absolutely. Amazing. Incredible. Obviously, for just equipment decks in general as well. Just like, oh yeah, my creature just happened to die. That has a script to it. Cool. All right, awesome. I draw 2 cards. But more so like Aristocrat style decks. This is basically like a sacrifice outlet that draws you 2 cards. Yeah, you got to pay 1 mana to do so, but sure, that's pretty crazy. There's also miscellaneous combos with it too. There's a reason why it's banned in Modern and Legacy. Yeah, it would not fly in Standard. A design mistake of a card that is crazy powerful. $6.71 right now. Has seen some reprints recently. Some other prices have dropped with it. This is like a card that is typically like $10, $9 or so. So yeah, pick it up. It's going to go back up in price as well. Next up, we've got Grand Crescendo. My goodness. When they printed this card, it was like, oh, okay, we're doing all that. We're doing all of that. Okay. Yeah, this is the very first reprint of this one. There's a reason why this is an expensive card, like $16 or so, down to just $6.56 right now. I mean, a budget player like me can't really justify that in the budget cost typically, but yeah, you might be able to, and if so, great, because it's an amazing card. An instant for X white white. Create X 1/1 green and white citizen creature tokens. Creatures control gain indestructible until end of turn. This card is just so good for so many reasons. Typically, and I do say typically because obviously things like Heroic Intervention are out there, it does cost 3 mana, generally, to protect your entire team. That's usually what the going rate is for an instant speed spell. It's like, oh yeah, okay, get my entire team indestructible. It's usually like, okay, indestructible plus populator. Indestructible and everything gets a counter or something, okay? This is like, oh, no, don't worry about that. Just 2 mana, and you can protect your entire team. You don't get any citizens, though, and you're like, okay, that's fine, that's great, that's flexible. But also, of course, this is just like, secure the wastes, plus 1 extra mana to give indestructibility. That's literally what this is. And again, Secure the Waste is already an incredibly powerful card that sees so much play. Yeah, I mean, this is just crazy good. This is protect your entire team and build up your board at the exact same time. My goodness, this is a giantly amazing card that does so much. And the first time you saw it, it's like, wait, okay, but yeah, even if you don't pay into that X, you still get the indestructibility. Yeah, okay, yeah. So flexible, so incredible. Great for a go-wide strategy. Just great in general. Even if you're just like, you don't really care about making those tokens. I just want to, like, save my team for 2 mana. Great, it's amazing. Pick it up right now while it's still, well, $6.56. Next up, let's talk about a weird card with Weathered Sentinels. Yet another card that came out back in New Capenna. Finally got a reprint. Now, though, came out in the Commander, actually, pre-con back then. But now came back out in the pre-con again. $6.15, I should say. Down from like $10 or so. Again, the very first reprint of this one. 2/5 for a 3-mana wall defender. Vigilance, reach, and trample. Looks more like a statue to me. Anyways, this creature can attack players who attacked you during their last turn as though it didn't have defender. When it attacks, it gets +3, so it gains indestructible till end of turn. This is one of those incredibly specific cards that, like, very specific strategies want this, but they really want a card like this. First of all, I mean, technically, like, the keyword soup type decks, as long as they're not, like, soaking up the defender part of that, which they wouldn't generally, right? Like Odric's not like, oh yeah, hey, everyone gets defender. No, that's not how that works. But yeah, Vigilance, Reach, Trample, being able to like give keyword soup out to everything else can be fantastic. On top of that, of course, yeah, it's like a deterrent strategy, just like a Pelipper type strategy. Like, oh, okay, yeah, I'll keep this back. Opponent, you have a reason not to attack me, because if you do attack me, I get to come at you with this, okay? It can be just like a nice defender that also can just keep attacking for free, basically. Like, I mean, not free. Like, indestructible is usually like enough to keep it through. It's got to get damage through. That kind of stuff as well. But of course, yeah, defender decks too, like a decent amount of defense with that too. It's a very unique card. It is a card that, again, the decks that want it really want it. Does every deck want it? No. Is it a funny card? Yes, it's absolutely a funny card. $6.15 right now, down from like $10 or so. First reprint. If you got one of those decks, pick it up. Moving on, we've got Nogi Draco Zealot. Again, another first reprint, and again, from a product that I don't think, from what I heard, actually didn't have like that big of a print run, or again, like had so much demand that like there's not that much supply of it out there, hence why the price of this one is so high. It's a $20 card. My goodness, down to just $5 with its first reprint. This is a 3/3 Kobold Shaman for 3 mana in red. Dragon spells you cast cost 1 less to cast. Whenever Nogi attacks, if you control 3 or more dragons until that turn, Nogi becomes a dragon with base power numbers 5/5 and gains flying. So, I mean, obviously, this is just a solid card for a dragon type strategy. Usually when you see spells that are like, hey, yeah, dragons cost less. Dragon deck's like, oh, yeah. Let make my dragons cost less. Even though I already have Dragon, which reduces the cost. But let's reduce them even further, because then they can be cast for, like, basically nothing. Great. On top of that, obviously, you're going to have 3 or more dragons quite a bit, because you're a dragon deck. So then you have this become a 5/5 dragon, getting all the other dragon tribal benefits that you have, too. Yeah, it's just a very solid card for a dragon type strategy. And again, it literally has not seen a reprint until now, and it was in kind of like off, like not like, you know, a standard facing product. So yeah, pick it up if you've been waiting for this one, because this one's probably not going to get reprinted too often, I wouldn't think. Next up, we've got Life from the Loam. Such a good card. $5.80 right now, down from like $8 to $10 or so, depending on what you're picking up. It is a sorcery for 2 mana in green. Return up to 3 target land cards from your graveyard to your hand, and it's got Dredge 3. This is such a solid card for the right type of strategy out there. This is one where it's like, oh, you got a bunch of fetch lands? Cool, all right, like, get them back out, obviously, into your hand. Oh, okay, you like to get things into your graveyard. That Dredge 3 is huge. Again, being able to just, like, freely mill by actually going, oh, yeah, you know what? I don't want to draw a card. I'll just get this Life from the Loam back, which is amazing already. And then, you know what? I'll get things in my graveyard, which then I'll just cast this and get 3 lands out of my graveyard. Cool. And then I get to replay those. So, landfall strategies, self-mill strategies, just Dredge strategies in general, absolutely a crazy good card for those types of decks out there. Just a very solid card. You don't really see its price down this low very often at all, so make sure you pick it up. Okay, I kind of forgot that this one was super expensive, but yeah, it is. Again, a card, I think we talked about, it was an Nixilis earlier, that was also from Zendikar, that I hadn't seen a lot of reprints, but yeah, this one also from Zendikar, but this one uncommon. $8.04 for that version. Apparently a secret lair drop that's pretty expensive, but yeah, around $8 card, maybe a little bit more. It's dropped down a little bit since it's been showed off as a reprint from the Commander Precon, but yeah, $5.71 right now for this uncommon card. A 0/2 crab for a single blue mana landfall. Whenever a land you control enters, target player mills 3 cards. It's super, super, super simple. And yeah, it's just a very, very, very good card for strategies that absolutely want it. There aren't too many ways to mill yourself that quickly with landfall. I mean, there's just they aren't. And so that's why, obviously, it is a card. I do say yourself, this is one that, obviously, you can use it on a mill strategy against opponents, obviously, as well. Like, that's quite potent. Again, you got your symbol like Evolving Wilds, cool. Or, you know, you're like, oh, yeah, it is played like, again, like a way to get a ton of lands into play at once, even just an Explosive Vegetation. Cool, all right, milling a lot right away. That being said, like a self-mill strategy, you're like, oh yeah, I just play a land, mill myself 3. Oh, awesome. Yeah, now I can utilize all these cards on my graveyard 4 different ways. Or again, like, you know, Evolving Wilds, cool, I just mill myself 6. Great. Or again, Scape Shift, I just milled myself my entire deck. Not your entire deck, but still. This is a card that, again, is super low to the ground, super quick at what it does, and again, there's not a lot of repeatability on, I mean, other kinds of cards that do this, so yeah, there's a reason why this uncommon is so expensive, because, yeah, it doesn't seem a lot of reprints at all. I mean, the list isn't really an actual reprint. Neither is a secret lair drop. So this is kind of the first reprint-ish, but again, a precon is kind of not a full reprint either in some ways, depending on the actual supply. So, a very good card. Pick it up if you've been waiting for this one. Next up, now I'm just going to be using this land kind of in place of other lands as well that are similar, but yeah, Shattered Sanctum saw a reprint, and this is one of the, lands that say, hey, you know what, I enter tap unless you control 2 more other lands, and then it usually enters untapped, right? And it can tap for one of 2 colors, either white or black with this one. We did see some other land reprints as well that were quite potent as well, but yeah, down to $5.71, down from like $8, $9, $10 or so, depending on where you're getting it. It's a very solid land. Again, just most of the time it is coming to play untapped, and it is tapping for one of 2 colors. It's very, very, very solid. I mean, I don't think I can sell it any more than that. Pick it up. Next up, a card that you really don't need to try to sell at all and be like, hey, yeah, this is really good. I should explain why. You probably should understand why. It's a Seedborn Muse. It's a spirit for 5 mana in green. Very simple, very effective. Untap all permanents you control during each of the player's untap step. Anytime you've got a card that just, like, matters about all untap steps, all upkeeps, cares about those things, yeah, it's obviously going to be better in a multiplayer format because you get that benefit more than just the one other time you would in a, say, standard format where it's a 1v1. It's like, oh, okay, cool, yeah, I get to untap 4 times. I mean, your own untap step really doesn't count, but, okay, I get to untap 4 times in total versus just normally 1, or again, with this in a, one-on-one format, 2. So, yes, basically getting every single one of your permanents to untap, including your lands. Yeah, that's crazy. Also, if you've got any kind of a commander or creatures that have tap abilities as well, yeah, just keep using and abusing those. It's also just in general like pseudo-vigilance too, which, I mean, that's kind of like the least of the worries of the opponents of this card. It is such a game-changing card that, again, once this card is played, like the entire just thought process behind the game changes to focus on this card and being like, how can I steal it? How can I copy it? How can I get rid of it? All the different things. It is just like, I want one of those, or I want to get rid of one of those right now. This is a card that's like never on sale at all. It is a card that is like perpetually $10+, and I'm just like, yeah, it's never going to be in my budget. It still probably will never be in my budget, but yeah, $5.45 right now. Pick up this gem. But now we have to move on to Dragon Tempest, yet another uncommon in a card that, again, as not a Dragon player myself, I didn't realize that this one is like an $8, $9, $10 card either. But yeah, now the price starts to drop a little bit. $5.32 for this card. Enchantment for 2 mana in red. Whenever a creature you control flying enters, it gains haste until end of turn. Hey, you're playing a dragon deck. Do you have dragons? Yeah. They're flying? Yeah. All your creatures have haste. Whenever a dragon you control enters, it deals X damage to any target or X the number of dragons you control. Okay, so this is basically like a 2 mana Fervor, which Fervor is a 3 mana card. Typically, again, like when you give your entire team haste, 3 mana is usually what the enchantment or whatnot costs you. That also is kind of like Warstorm Surge in a way, but like for going wide versus just based on the power. So sometimes it'll deal more damage than a Warstorm Surge, and sometimes it'll deal less. But yeah, this is just a crazy, solid, overpowered enchantment for its cost. Again, it's very specific on what wants it, obviously. Dragons. If you're not playing dragons, you probably aren't utilizing a card like this unless literally you're playing like an all-flyers deck that is in red as well, that, you know, what you want to give them haste. Sure. Then that's the case as that. That being said, obviously dragons is where this card shines, and it's nowhere near an uncommon card for that. I hadn't seen too many reprints over the years, but yeah. I mean, Year of the Dragon doesn't really count. That's like a $81 card. It doesn't count as a reprint or a Dragon of Tarkir promo. That being said, yeah, make sure you pick this one up while it is, I mean, around like, you know, half price or so. Moving on, Dauthi Voidwalker. A card, when they printed it, I was like, Wizards, you just like stapled so many things onto that you're like, yeah, okay, it needs that. Oh, and that. Oh, and that. Oh, and that. Again, if you showed this card to a player who was playing with, again, Dauthi's way back in the day, and Shadow Creatures way back in the day, they'd be like, nah, that's not a real card. No, there's no way. Like, that is so much more powerful than anything I've ever seen in my life. And these days, it's just like, yeah, it's a really solid card, but like, well, it makes sense that Wizards printed it. It's like, oh my gosh. 3/2 Dauthi Rogue for 2 mana in black. It's got Shadow, which is a very weird type of, evasion, basically. It can block or only be blocked by creatures with Shadow. It basically means it's unblockable, and it can't block, which you don't care about blocking with this really at all. Unless your opponent has a Dauthi Voidwalker, they probably don't have any Shadow creatures. Anyways, if a card you put an opponent's graveyard from anywhere, instead exile with a void counter on it, tap, sacrifice this creature, choose an exiled card, and opponent owns with a void counter on it, you may play that card this turn with paying its mana cost. This is an insane card. It is just literally an insane card. It is 2 mana for a 3-power unblockable creature. Okay, it can't block, who cares? It also is just graveyard hate against your opponents, just automatically, just by being in play. If it was literally just that, it would still already see play, alright? It says, you know what, hey opponents, if your things die, they get exiled instead. So again, your aristocrat style commanders that you're playing against, anything with a death trigger, like, does not happen. It's like, oh, hey, yeah, no, you don't get your blood artist triggers. Sorry, it didn't die. It's exiled. Bye-bye. That being said, hey, you know what? Also on top of this, I get to just sacrifice this whenever I want, and then cast whatever for free. That is insane. That is absolutely insane to just be like, yeah, I'll just cast the biggest thing or whatever for free. Why not? Also, keep in mind that, hey, if you've got any way to get this back out into play, which you probably do, you're in black, right? You've got reanimation effects, you got Feign Death type effects, whatever. Hey, you still get access to those cards that were previously exiled. You still get access to those on top of the ones that you're going to exile from there too. But the previous ones you still get access to. So yeah, this is a crazy powerful card. Just $5 right now, down from like $10+ or so. Make sure you pick it up. But now we are moving on to Gix, Yawgmoth Praetor. Yeah, this is a spicy commander and a really cool card in the 99 as well. A 3/3 Phyrexian Praetor for 3 mana in black. Whenever a creature deals combat damage to one of your opponents, its controller may pay 1 life. If they do, they draw a card. By paying 7 mana in total, you discard X cards and exile the top X cards to our opponent's library. You may play lands and cast spells from among cards. Exile this without paying their mana cost. This is a commander that's kind of like Edric, Spymaster of Trest meets Villainous Wealth in a way. It's a very cool, I do say commander. It can also obviously be in the 99 as well. it's a card that says, hey, you know what? Let's encourage, well, not only me to just swing and get, like, you know, really aggressive with, like, a flying men type strategy, like, low the ground evasive creatures. Awesome. Good for me. Dauthi Voidwalker would fit right in. Cool. But yes, also being like, hey, opponents, swing at each other. Yeah, like, hit each other. Go ahead. Cool. Awesome. And all at the same time being like, yeah, I'm going to build up this massive hand, and then all of a sudden just go, oh, you know what I feel like just casting an absurd amount of things off the top of your library, just Villainous Wealth style, you know, discard an absurd amount of cards and just win the game from there, probably, right? So it's a really cool, again, Commander, card in the 99 for the right strategies out there. Again, flying men type strategies. $5 right now. This is, I mean, basically, I think this actually is, yes, the very first actual reprinting, and there's so many, like, different versions of the card, sometimes it's hard to tell, but again, the other ones are, like, promos and different versions of it, and then the Mystery Booster 2 does not count. So yeah, this is a card that's, like, $11 or so, down to just $5 right now. Go check it out. But now we are moving on to Crypt of Agadeem. I just felt like saying it that way. Anyways, a land that enters tapped. It taps for a single black mana, but you can pay 2 and tap, and it taps for so much more. You're going to add a black for each black creature card in your graveyard. This is one of those cards where, I mean, it's not like an automatic. It's not, it's really hard to say, like, you know, a card is like, oh, you have to include it in the deck. Because I can argue with you that there are certain decks out there that wouldn't even include Sol Ring, and I will stick to that, okay? So it's like, when you call it an auto-include, it's like, yeah, I don't call it that, but I would say this is a card that's very hard to argue against just including in a black deck that has a decent amount of creatures. Just okay, mono black deck, I say black deck, but a mono black deck is what I'm saying. Because it's like, oh, okay, cool, yeah, like, sure, okay, it's slightly slower, right? It enters tapped, okay, oh darn. There's not really a downside to it other than that, though, and the upside is massive amounts of mana from one land. Yeah, that's lovely. Obviously, it's super good in strategies that are self-mill strategies. You can get an absurd amount of creatures into your graveyard. Or decks, you know, like want to sacrifice a ton of creatures. Aristocrat-style strategies as well. Down from like $7, $8 or so, down to like just around $5. Yeah, make sure you pick this one up if you got one of those types of decks out there. Next up, another card where it looks like there's been a lot of reprints of it, but again, if you actually read through it, it's like, oh, promo, 3 different versions of it. Wizards Play Network does not count. Yeah, this is the actual first reprint of this card. It's like a $7, $8 card down to like $4.93 right now. Yeah, some of the other versions have started to come down too, but Atsushi, the Blazing Sky, is a very cool card. A 4/4 Dragon Spear for 4 mana in red. Flample, when it dies, choose 1. Exile the top 2 cards of your library until the end of your next turn. You may play those cards. Create 3 treasure tokens. I mean, just like literally in an Dragon deck, this is a 3 mana card. This is like, oh, 3 mana dragon. When it dies, I get my mana back. Cool. Or I can like impulse draw 2 if I want. Cool. Awesome. Yay. So yeah, there's a reason why it sees play in Dragon X, but of course, as a commander, it's super spicy as well. You can utilize different types of effects, essentially, to use and abuse that death trigger, like it's the legend rule. Cool, I make a copy of this. Oh, it died. Oh no. Yay, cool. All right, I gained some treasures. Awesome, good for me. So it's a very spicy card. Again, obviously, like any kind of a death trigger deck can really utilize it as well. It's a very cool card. Again, it might look like it's got a lot of reprints, but it actually doesn't. So if you've been waiting for this one to drop, pick it up. Next up, Lord of Extinction. Hi there. That's just what I think about every single time I see this giant thing. Like, hi, everybody. Anyways, Star Elemental for 5 mana in Golgari. Power and toughness, each equal to the number of cards in all graveyards. This is a creature that's basically guaranteed to be the biggest creature on the battlefield whenever you play it, essentially. Unless someone literally just exiled all graveyards, which, yeah, that can happen, but typically, no. This is literally just going to be the biggest creature on the board whenever you play it. It's going to be like, oh, yeah, cool. Hey, you've got, okay, 5 in your graveyard. Okay, I've got 4. Oh, you've got 20 cards in your graveyard. Okay, cool. And you've got 7. Okay, cool. 5, 4, 7, 20. Yeah, that's, I don't know, 40 plus power. Whatever, cool. I just play it, and all of a sudden they say one-shot KO. And it's like turn 6. So yeah, this can usually be a, again, either 2-shot or 1-shot KO on anyone. There's, of course, like, decks that absolutely love this. They're like, oh yeah, your commander cares about the power of other creatures. Like, I love my Mr. Orfeo deck. Oh, I can double up that power. Great, I'll fling it at you. This is just a one-shot KO in so many circumstances. It's also like a good clone target, too. It's just a really fun card, a really derpy card as well. $4.90 right now. This one doesn't see too many reprints at all. Again, it came out in Alara. It's been reprinted in Masters sets, Ultimate Masters and Double Masters, but basically that's it. So yeah, it's a card that's not going to go down any further in price really than that. So yeah, down from like $8, $9 or so down to $4.90. Pick it up. Next up, Divine Visitation, a card that when it was printed I was like, okay, that's actually a really cool concept, but my goodness, is that powerful. Enchantment that says if one or more creature tokens be created under control, that many 4/4 white angel creature tokens with flying and vigilance are created instead. Yeah, basically, hey, you know what? You're making those tiny little derpy creatures like, oh yeah, some like 0/1 plants, or like a 1/1 soldier, or whatnot, and you're like, hey, you know what? Be cooler than that. 4/4s with flying and vigilance. So yeah, you're basically just pumping your entire team kind of with this in a way. Like, I mean, you're pre-pumping them, but you're pumping them usually like +3/+3 flying and vigilance to all your tokens. Is kind of what this is for 5 mana, which is pretty absurd. Obviously, it's just a very solid card, because most cards that are designed when it comes to like making tokens, like, oh, Avengers Zendikar comes into play, cool, it makes like a bunch of, again, 0/1s. Yes, you can grow them with Landfall, but again, they start off as 0/1s. It's like, you know what? Let's skip the whole them being small part, and there it is, all of a sudden massive. We're gonna like Secure the Waste out of nowhere, instant speed. I put like 8 mana into the X, and I make 8 1/1s. Oh wait, but they're 4/4s with flying and vigilance, so they're gonna get through on opponents, and I can keep them back as blockers too. And instead of me dishing out again 8 damage and probably not getting through in combat, oh, I'm dishing out, what's 8 times 4? 32? Cool, damage. Yeah, okay, gross. $4.44 right now, down from like a $7 or $8 card or so. The other prices are starting to drop as well. Yeah, again, only been printed in master sets, really, and reprinted master sets, so pick it up. But now we've got to talk about a janky card that I absolutely love that actually really upset people when it was reprinted in Masters 25. Not because it was like reprinted, but because like if you got it in your pack, you're like, oh, Tree of Redemption. This is a really expensive master set, and I got Tree of Redemption. Anyways, it's down from like $7 or $8 right now, down to $4. So its price has increased since then. It's $0. It's zeros. It's a $0 card. Pick it up now. It's a 0/13. That's what we're going for. Plant with Defender for 4 mana in green. Tap, exchange your life total with this creature's toughness. I mean, literally any kind of a toughness matters strategy out there. Yeah, this is a just crazy good card for it, obviously, because you're like, oh, okay, cool. Yeah, I'm attacking with a 13 power creature, basically. Again, for those decks out there, like, hey, yeah, again, you know, not a Rix with, yeah, Rix with these kind of thing. Like, really, oh yeah, my creature with Defender can attack, and the toughness equals power, basically. Or any kind of a strategy that's like, I like to mess with life totals as well. Or just, hey, yeah, you know what? Let's just make a really derpy. It's a very derpy, janky card that can just be crazy powerful, obviously in the right strategy. Any kind of a toughness matter strategy. It's just a very solid card. If you've been waiting for this one to go down in price, again, it literally doesn't see reprints ever. So, yeah, pick it up. Next up, though, speaking of not seeing reprints ever, the very first reprint for this card, $3.94 right now, down from like $9 or so. Towering Titan, a 0/0 giant for 6 mana in green. It enters with X counters on it, where X the total toughness of other creatures you control. You can sacrifice a creature defender, and all creatures gain trample until end of turn. Yeah, again, kind of like Lord of Extinction, a card where Lord of Extinction is just like automatically going to be the biggest creature on the board. This is more so like, oh, in the right deck, in a deck that cares about toughness, this will be the biggest creature on the board. Even in a power matters type deck, like, as long as it's not like, oh, okay, yeah, absurd amounts of power with tiny amounts of toughness, it's gonna be like, oh yeah, I just happen to have 6 creatures in play, and like, they're like 5/5s at the very least, so it's like, oh yeah, 30 total toughness, okay. I'll spend 6 mana for a 30/30. Cool. Yeah, and of course, obviously, like in a toughness matters deck, in a defender deck, sacrificing them to be able to give trample to your creatures is massive, because you're like, oh yeah, cool, all right, sacrifice this one, give everything trample, and all of a sudden it's like, yeah, okay, I just swing through and yeah, hit everyone for an absurd amount of damage. Again, this is going to be probably the biggest creature on the board. And a counters strategy as well can utilize this too. Yeah, it's crazy cool. It's a very unique card, and this is the first reprinting, so if you're waiting for it, pick it up. Next up, a card that needs no introduction, but I will give it one anyways. Temur Ascendancy, enchantment for 3 mana in Temur. Creatures you control have haste. Whenever a creature you control of power 4 or greater enters, you may draw a card. I always forget that's a may. Anyways, again, like I mentioned earlier, Fervor is kind of the standard, like, hey, you want to give your entire team haste on an enchantment? It's going to cost you 3 mana. This costs exactly that, and on top of that, it is a crazy good draw engine as well for any kind of a creature strategy that has creatures that have power 4 or greater, which there are plenty of them out there. Obviously, if you're playing a team, you're like, creatures are good. Yeah, creatures. But of course, obviously, like in a 5-color strategy as well, like, you know, hey, Dragon. Yeah, your dragon's all basically a power 4 or greater, so it's going to see play in that too. This one is, actually, I didn't realize this, like, the only second time this has ever been reprinted, really, which is why its price is so high. $3.92 right now, down from like $8, $9, $10 or so. It was printed in cons, only reprinted in Time Spell Remastered. I didn't realize that, actually. Yeah, this is a card that Wizards should reprint a lot more often, because again, literally it's just a card that's like, yeah, it's so simple, it's so effective. There's not a reason not to utilize a card like this. It's a crazy good draw engine that also just helps your team be aggressive. Go pick it up. Next up, super good card, Conduit of Worlds, an artifact for 4 mana in green that says you may play lands from your graveyard. If it just said that, it would probably still see play. Tap, choose target, non-land permanent card in your graveyard. If you haven't cast a spell this turn, you may cast that card. If you do, you can't cast additional spells this turn. Activate only as a sorcery. Now, this card is, well, super good. Again, literally, like, what is the one? Oh, it's 3 mana. It's, Crucible Worlds. There we go. Instead of Conduit. That one is basically the exact same card, except the actual activated ability. So yeah, again, there already is a demand for that type of card. I mean, again, in Commander, typically it's like the strategy with these are like, oh, Landfall, or, hey, Self-Mill, or really especially any kind of a fetch land, and all of a sudden, you guarantee hit your land drops, because you just keep playing up the Evolving Wilds, cracking and sacrificing it, getting that land, and you automatically get to hit land drops, and of course, use and abuse landfall effects. But of course, with this one too, it's like, oh, by the way, you also get access to your graveyard as if it's your hand. Now, there is a restriction to that, but still, a very, very good effect to say, oh yeah, sure, just utilize that one amazing card out of your graveyard that you shouldn't get access to again, but you keep getting access to it, which is quite nice. That being said, again, this one is $3.84, down quite a bit from around like a $5 or $6 card. Some of the other prices have come down as well with it. That being said, very first reprint for this one, go pick it up. Next up, a super cool and super powerful commander, and also a good card in the 99, Lier, Disciple of the Drowned, a 3/4 human wizard for 5 mana in blue. Spells can't be countered, which again is so counterintuitive to a blue mage that like, oh yeah, I like this, but also don't like it. Each instant source card in your graveyard has flashback. The flashback costs you that card's mana cost. Again, I did say super powerful. My goodness, is it? It is a commander that you really don't want to see on the other side of the table, because, hey, again, like, whatever that blue mage does, they're just gonna be doing. And yeah, spells can't be countered, so they can't counter your stuff, but yeah, extra turns. If they just cast an extra turn spell, it's like, oh, okay, yeah, I guess they get an extra turn, I can't stop that. Oh, wait, that was one of those extra turn spells that doesn't exile itself automatically? Okay, next turn, they're casting that out of the graveyard. This is a very hard commander to stop once it gets going, and of course, again, a solid card in the 99 of a deck that doesn't want their spells countered, and that wants to be able to use and abuse big, instants and sorceries out of the graveyard. It's a very, very good, crazy, even some might say broken card. $3.83 right now for this gem. This is the very first actual reprint of the card. Again, you see all those like different versions of it from Innistrad Midnight Hunt. It's around like $8, $9 typically for that, but you can see some of the other versions actually coming down as well. Again, the Store Championship reprinting does not count. $32 for that one, but yeah, if you've been waiting for this one, make sure you check it out. Next up, Sarkhan Soul Aflame, a 2/4 human shaman for 3 mana, and is it dragon spells you cast cost 1 less to cast. Again, literally just with that text on it, it's like, yeah, probably going to see play in a dragon deck. Whenever a dragon you control enters, you may have Sarkhan become a copy of it until end of turn, except its name is Sarkhan. It is legendary to other types. So, basically, yeah, this is a kind of a cost reducer clone in dragon decks, so obviously there's a reason why this one can be quite effective. You play an incredibly powerful dragon, and you're like, oh, cool, and I just get 2 of that. Awesome. Good for me. On top of the cost reduction, again, already just adding to Dragon's cost reduction as well, if that's your commander. This is actually the very first reprinting of it as well. Again, a lot of different versions of it, but $3.79, down from like a $10 card or so. You can see some of the other versions coming down too, but yeah, if you've been waiting for this one, make sure you pick it up. Next up, the classic Ghostly Prison. Yeah, this card's never going to go out of style until they print like a better one. We're like, Spiritual Prison, cost 3, yeah, to attack me. Yeah, they might do that someday. Power Creep's a real thing. Enchantment for 3 mana in white. Creatures can't attack you unless their controller pays 2 for each creature they control that's attacking you. Basically, propaganda, but in white. And, yeah, it's incredibly impactful. Just throw this down, and there is a massive reason why your opponents aren't going to attack you for a while, or literally never attack you, because, again, if they've got, like, a go-wide token strategy, which is a very popular strategy out there, like, oh, yeah, I've got my giant army of 1/1s. Oh, okay, well, I've got 40 creatures, but I've got to pay too much mana to attack you, so I'm going to go attack that other player. Sweet. Yeah, this is just a great Pelifort-type card. Can save you in so many scenarios, or at least just, again, tax your opponents and make them utilize their mana on something else that they usually wouldn't have to do. $3.74 right now, down from, like, again, this was up to, like, $6, $7, $8 or so. Make sure you pick it up. But now we move on to a big mana card and a big mana effect with Selvalla's Stampede, the first reprinting of this one ever. Yeah, all the way from back in Conspiracy. My goodness. Yeah, down to about half the price or so. Sorcery for 6 mana in green. Council's Dilemma. Starting with you, each player votes wild or free. Reveal cards to the top of your library to reveal a creature card for each wild vote. Put those creatures on the battlefield, then show the rest into your library. They put a permanent card from your hand on the battlefield for each free vote. This is one of those where it's like, expropriate, there's always the right choice, right? You always say money, you never say time, you do not give that player extra turns, you just don't do it, okay? But this one, it's like, yeah, I don't know, do they have like the giant thing in the hand? Or, are they gonna hit the giant thing off the top? Yeah, either way, you could be making the wrong decision. It's a really big, splashy card, and basically, again, you are going to be just, like, cheating into play for things. So it's going to be incredibly impactful. Unless, of course, you've got, like, less cards in hand. And then opponent's like, well, I've got 3 cards in hand, so let's all vote for that. I don't know. I mean, I guess 2, because you could vote yourself. Anyways, a big, splashy, amazing card that Lily has never seen a reprint. If you've been waiting for this one, make sure you go check it out. Moving on, the obligatory, hey, Lightning Greaves in a Commander Precon, reprinted, there you go, of course it's good. Hasten Shroud equipment, cost 0 to equip. I mean, this is super good to either protect commanders, allow them to swing right away, or again, literally if you're just like, oh, I played a Mana Dork. Okay, it has haste now. It's kind of like a Fervor, but like, yeah, for like 1 creature, or again, technically multiple if, again, you're just, like, tapping effect, but 1 creature if you're, like, swinging with it. Anyways, it's always good, okay? It's always good. It's just a super good card for so many decks out there. $3.43, down from, like, $5, $6 or so. Its price literally just goes, okay, is there a precon coming out that got it? Okay, cool, its price went down, and it goes right back up. So if you're waiting for that price to dip, now's the time. Moving on, super simple, because this is a vanilla creature, and usually you wouldn't see one of these in this type of an episode, but Indomitable Ancients. Yeah, it does see a good amount of play for the right kind of deck out there. A 2/10 Treefolk Warrior for 4 mana. Yeah, are you playing Toughness Tribal? Cool, there you go. Use it. If not, probably not. But yeah, it is really good, obviously, in those types of strategies. And again, this is a card from Morningtide. Never seen a reprint. It's a $10+ card, finally dropping down because of this reprint. It is $3 or so right now. So again, if you've got one of those Toughness Matters type stacks, you know, make sure you pick this one up. Next up, yeah, when they printed this one, I was like, wait, really? Oh my gosh. Okay, a 2/2 Human Wizard, Archmage Emeritus for 4 mana in blue. Magecraft, whenever you cast or copy, and yes, that very much does matter, an instant sorcery spell, draw a card. Yeah, you're gonna be getting so much value out of this for any kind of a spell slinger deck, any kind of a copy deck. Yeah, I mean, just throw this in any one of those decks and you're just like, oh yeah, absurd card draw engine that turns all my things into cantrips, and if I've got like copy, use, and abuse effects, then all of a sudden I could probably just draw my entire library if I want to. Good for me. Yeah, I can't believe they printed this back in the day when they did in Strixhaven. It was like, oh my goodness. And this one, again, is one that, until recently, hasn't seen, like, any reprints. Again, you see all those promos and whatnot, sure. The list is, yeah, not really a reprint, but kind of. And then Outlaws of Thunder Junction. Commander, finally got a reprint there. Finally, again, now, down to $2.70. It's probably the lowest it's going to go from, like, a $4 or $5 card. Pick it up. Moving on, first reprint ever for Staff of Completion. An artifact for 3 mana. Tap, pay 1 life, destroy target permanent you own. Super cool. Tap, pay 2 life, add 1 mana of any color. Tap, pay 3 life, proliferate. Tap, pay 4 life, draw a card. Pay 5, untap this artifact. This one is super spicy. It is super cool, super unique. You can do so many different things. I mean, yeah, destroying your own permanent. I mean, there are certain decks that want to do that. Like, oh yeah, I like to sacrifice things. Cool, that's like kind of the same thing. Or if like someone steals something, then yeah, again, it's a permanent you own. You don't control it, but you own it. Get rid of it. Cool. Yeah, it's just a slightly inefficient mana rock, obviously, but you're willing to utilize that. The proliferate is probably the most used part of this one. Drawing a card if you need to, obviously, too. And sure, if you got infinite mana, you can just keep doing things, obviously. But yeah, it's a really cool card, very unique card. Down from like a $6 or so card down to just $250 right now with the very first reprint of this one. If you've been waiting for it, check it out. Hi, do you like life gain? Cool, use Rhox Faithmender. Yes, 1/5 Rhino Monk with lifelink for 4 mana in white. If you would gain life, you gain twice that much life instead. Again, literally, do you have a life gain strategy? You want to make it doubly as effective? Put this cute Rhino into play. $2.50 right now. This one really doesn't see very many reprints at all. Again, literally, Magic 2013. And then finally, Jumpstart. Those aren't like full reprints though, really. So yeah, $2.50 is probably the lowest you're going to see for this one. It's like a $4 or $5 card or so. Pick it up. Next up, Blade of Selves, a really cool equipment for 2 mana. Equip 4, that's a decent amount to pay, but the price of this one is well worth it when it comes to that payoff. Equip a creature has Myriad. Basically, get 2 token copies of it attacking the other 2 opponents. Awesome. So, yeah, I mean, again, if you've got a commander that has, again, say an ETB or a Death Trigger, use and abuse that. Take advantage of it, even if it is a legendary rule, you don't get to keep it around. Or if you just have other creatures with great ETBs, Death Triggers, etc., 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 combat damage triggers, yeah, you can do so many cool things with this one. Such a cool and unique card, giving anything Myriad a very, very, very potent keyword. $2.14 right now. This one didn't see too many reprints at all, down from like $4 or $5 or so. Pick it up. Massive price drop alert. The, well, I guess second technical real reprinting of this card. Veyran Voice Duality, expensive for a reason. Like $6, $7, $8 down to just $155 with this reprint. Pick this up if you've been waiting for it. A 2/2 Efreet Wizard for 3 mana. Is it Magecraft? For your caster copying an instant or sorcery spell. +1/+1. Cool. More importantly, though, if you casting or copying an instant or sorcery spell causes a triggered ability of a permanent you control to trigger, that ability triggers additional time. Basically, Panharmonicon, but for Magecraft, essentially, in a way. Yeah, there's a lot of commanders out there that are like, yeah, please put that in the 99 of the deck. That's what I want you to do. Double those things up. That is absolutely huge. And of course, as a commander, quite potent as well. Yeah, there's a reason why this one's been so expensive. Finally dropping down. Check it out. Moving on, a really cool card, Living Death, sorcerer 5 mana. Everyone exiles all creatures from their graveyard, then sacrifices all creatures they control, then puts all cards exiled this way onto the battlefield. Basically, everyone, hey, let's just replace the, battlefield with the graveyard, okay? Let's just mass reanimate everything. This is a game-changing card, a game-ending card, and for certain strategies out there that are like, oh, I'm going to sacrifice my entire army ahead of time. Cool. And then I get whatever death triggers from them, and then I just reanimate everything. Yeah, I win the game. $1.22 for this absolutely amazing card, down from like $3, $4, $5 or so. Doesn't get reprinted all too often. Pick it up. Next up, this card used to be like, I feel like I remember like $10+ before it got reprinted the very first time, but yeah, it finally is nearly within my budget even, which is insane. $1.11 for this gem, like a $4 card, $5 card or so, depending. A 2/2 Human Monk with Prowess for 3 mana in white. Whenever you cast a non-creature spell, create a 1/1 white monk creature token. Oh, by the way, with Prowess. So yeah, if you've got a Spellslinger type strategy, this is an absurd card for you. Build up an army, go wide, and also make them tall as well. Make them hit incredibly hard by casting even more spells with that Prowess. Such a good card. Make sure you check it out. And finally, Wonder. I wonder what the last card is. It's Wonder. There you go. A 2/2 Incarnation with Flying for 4 mana in blue, but you never really want it in play. as long as it's in your graveyard and you control an island, creatures you control are flying. This is such a good card out there. It is so impactful. I think this is the most second most played incarnation outside of Anger, I'm pretty sure, and for a good reason. Basically, your entire team has, well, I mean, yeah, the ability to block flyers as well, but more importantly, evasion. Yeah, basically, hey, most of the time they can get through on at least one opponent, most likely more than one opponent, maybe all opponents if they've got no creatures with reach or flying, basically. Just, hey, great evasion for your entire team, and again, literally for free. Again, you just have like, oh, I play a looting effect. Okay, cool, I draw. Oh, I discard one into my graveyard. Yes, I control an island, and all of a sudden, my team has flying for the rest of the game, unless my opponents have any way to interact with my graveyard, and if they don't, or they don't draw into those things, yeah, my team is just evasive and better blockers too. Almost in my budget right now. Ah, Wonder, please drop down slightly further. That being said, a great price for it right now, $1.09. You never see this one this low, down from like $2, $3 or so. And with that, this episode is coming to a close. As always, comment below with your thoughts on it. And of course, as always, thanks again and have a good one. This show and episodes like this one are possible thanks to viewers like you. If you're looking for an easy way to help support this show, make sure that you like, share, and subscribe. Also, hit that bell notification icon so you don't miss any new episodes. You can also go check out our playmats and other merchandise at thecommandersquarters.com. Another easy way to support this show is with our TCG player affiliate links. So whether you're buying a deck or individual cards, you can use this general link right here or one in the description. And the final way that you can support this show is by supporting us directly by becoming a patron. There are many benefits to being a patron, and I truly couldn't do this without all of their support.